Welcome to Unwritten Verdict. Today, we are tackling a creature of mythic proportions, Titanoboa, 30 tons, 13 meters long.
That scale is crucial. It wasn't just long, its body diameter easily exceeded that of a truck tire. We're talking 60 million years ago, shortly after the dinosaur extinction. The planet was ecologically reorganizing itself. They call it a fossil, but it validates every story the elders told about true giants. Nature always exceeds their documented limits. The green anaconda is the largest living snake, rarely exceeding 7 meters. Titanoboa didn't just double the length, it possessed a far more robust, heavier body. The comparison simply doesn't hold up. The fossils were found in the Cerrejón coal mine in northern Colombia. This site is a gold mine for the Paleocene period. So this wasn't just a dry desert discovery. It points to a specific lush environment. Exactly. Cerrejón was a vast, humid tropical forest, crisscrossed by slow-moving rivers, ideal for a semi-aquatic giant. It needed massive prey. Giant fish, primitive crocodilians. The river was fully stocked for a snake of that magnitude. And when people, even today in the Amazon, talk about snakes the width of a barrel, we are conditioned to dismiss it as myth or exaggeration. Let's shift to the key scientific takeaway, what Titanoboa reveals about Earth's climate. It was cold-blooded, ectothermic. Its enormous size is a direct function of ambient temperature. Calculations show the tropical regions 60 million years ago needed significantly higher average temperatures than today to sustain an animal that large. Titanoboa isn't just cool history. It's a powerful reminder that global warming directly influences the maximum size of cold-blooded life. What kind of average temperature are we talking about to keep 30 tons of reptile metabolism running?
Estimates often place the required mean annual temperature well above the current tropical average, perhaps 30 to 34 degrees Celsius year-round.
That persistent warmth removes the biological cost of maintaining heat, allowing for gigantism. Evolution gave the license to be huge. Let's discuss the kill. How did a snake longer than a school bus subdue its prey? Constriction. Biomechanical studies suggest its crushing force far surpassed any modern snake. Lethal pressure in seconds. It was the undisputed dominant predator of those prehistoric rivers. Nothing rivaled it in its specific niche. This is the reality behind the myths of the mother of the river. Our ancestors understood true, terrifying scale. We belittle their trauma. We mentioned semi-aquatic. Was it strictly a swimmer, like an anaconda? Yes, similar to anacondas, spending a significant portion of its time in rivers and swamps. That size is easier to manage in water. While they didn't typically attack large mammals, they hadn't evolved yet. Its size meant it could subdue virtually anything. So if extreme heat made it possible, what eventually made it impossible? The gradual reduction of global temperatures over millions of years. It's a slow-motion extinction event. As the planet cooled, maintaining that immense body temperature became biologically unsustainable. Energy expenditure soared. And the environment itself changed, right? New predators, new competitors. Absolutely. The unique niche that supported such a massive river predator eroded. The ecosystem moved on without them. We often talk about natural decline, but let's remember the recent accounts of giants in the Amazon up until 1940. What destroyed them then?
That points to modern human intervention accelerating decline, not natural cooling. Habitat destruction is always the final nail.
In pure documented history, Titanoboa remains the largest documented snake specimen. No contender has come close. It's an extreme symbol of what evolution can produce under specific, very hot and very wet environmental conditions. Before Cerrejón, the scientific community had no idea snakes could achieve this magnitude. It completely shifted the boundaries of the species. We need to acknowledge the people who encountered creatures resembling Titanoboa, like the family in Pará in 1998, and stop dismissing it as mystification. Are you suggesting isolated populations of mega snakes could have persisted longer than science currently accepts? The environment is vast, but sustaining a 30-ton metabolism requires immense, constant resources that become scarce as climate cools. What those communities experienced, whether Titanoboa or incredibly large anacondas, created a powerful, consistent trauma narrative across generations. The goal shouldn't be clicks or sensationalism, but acknowledging that the evidence, fossil and testimonial, paints a picture of extreme life. To survive, Titanoboa must have had phenomenal digestive ability. How often would it need to eat? Its metabolism was slower than mammals, thankfully. It likely ate massive meals infrequently, maybe once every few months. That infrequent feeding meant it didn't strip its environment bare. It was part of a stable, although terrifying, balance. Yet that size, that very gigantism, became its weakness when the climate shifted. Gigantism is only profitable under maximal thermal efficiency. The moment the average temperature dropped, the cost of existence went up exponentially. Titanoboa offers a profound lesson. Even the most dominant life forms are fundamentally beholden to global climate regulation. And we, the most dominant species now, are willfully ignoring the same climate thresholds that ended the reign of the giant serpents.
What happened to its primary food sources as the climate cooled? Did they die off first?
The entire ecosystem downsized. Smaller fish, smaller crocodiles. The energy return on hunting shrunk dramatically for the Titanoboa.
In a stable, warm world, that size was perfect. In a cooling, changing world, that size became an evolutionary trap.
But the fear it generated, and the fact that the possibility of its scale remains, is why the myths endure, from the Amazon to Congo. Titanoboa has become a pop culture icon, symbolizing primal terror and lost giants. It's sensationalized, yes, but the science is indisputable. This animal redefined paleontology. It wasn't fiction, it was reality.
We must appreciate that Titanoboa represents the high watermark for ophidian size, the largest snake in known history. Full stop.
If global temperatures continue to rise, could we see new forms of ectothermic gigantism emerge millions of years from now? Possibly, but it requires a very long, stable period of extreme heat and the perfect ecological vacuum to achieve that scale again.
The irony is profound. The coal mine that yielded the Titanoboa fossil is extracting the fuel that is rapidly warming the planet now.
Titanoboa teaches us that we are still capable of seeing the world in absurdly reduced terms. The Earth is bigger, hotter, and stranger than we admit.
The message from the Paleocene is clear. Climate change doesn't just reshape humanity, it redraws the very limits of life on Earth.
Titanoboa, a beautiful terror and a severe warning. Thank you for joining us on Unwritten Verdict.